Principal, sir.
Dr. Saravanan, we can start.
Madam, you can start.
A very good morning to one and all. On behalf of MNR College of Pharmacy, I wholeheartedly welcome all the delegates to the webinar, How to Possess Confidence in Your Communication. We are organizing this webinar on this interesting topic on communication and confidence to benefit the students as well as the faculty in enhancing their communication skills. Proper communication and confidence with which we present our work is key in ensuring success. To facilitate and encourage important life skills in students, Mr. Ramesh Mehtan will be enlightening us with his expertise on improving confidence in communication. MNR College of Pharmacy has been organizing quality webinar series since the onset of pandemic in 2020. We have more than 1,000 participants registered to every webinar organized, which is an indicator of the quality of the webinars. Through this webinars, MNR College of Pharmacy is focusing to transmit skills and knowledge to a large number of students as well as pharma professionals to support them in skill development during the pandemic. Now, I to introduce MNR College of Pharmacy and the speaker to us.
Dr. Saravanan,
Yes, sir.
mute all, Saravanan. Why it is
Yes,
kept?
sir. No. I will mute, sir.
Only speaker you put on, all others you mute, sir.
Okay. சார் எனக்கு போஸ்ட் கொடுக்கலையா எல்லாரையும் மியூட் பண்ணுங்க மியூட் பண்ணி A very good morning to one and all. I wholeheartedly welcome all the delegates for the national webinar on how to possess confidence in your communications. It is my great pleasure to introduce MNR College of Pharmacy and the today's speaker to the gatherings. MNR College of Pharmacy is one among the top 73 grade institutions of MNR Educational Trust. MNR Educational Trust was established in the year 1974 by our chairman Sir Sri M.N. Raju Garu with the noble aim to shape the students into proud citizens of India. Sri Ravi Verma Mantena, the dynamic vice chairman, adds a perfect blend of modern approaches to achieve the goal. MNR College of Pharmacy is established in the year 2004 and it is approved by Pharmacy Council of India and All India Council for Technical Education. It is affiliated to Osmania University, Hyderabad, and we are offering 4 courses: B Pharmacy, Pharm D, M Pharm, and Pharm D PB. Recently, we got an approval for a PhD program also. MNR College of Pharmacy having state-of-art pharmaceutical laboratories, and we have more than 10,000 volumes of specialized books, and we have subscriptions for various journals and digital library facilities is also available in MNR College of Pharmacy. Along with co-curricular activities also we are encouraging, as well as extracurricular activities such as cultural and sports activities also encouraged for our students and staffs. More than 50 faculty members are working in MNR College of Pharmacy. Among them, 20 faculties are with PhDs. The total team was led by the eminent personality who is none other than our principal, Dr. V. Alagarsamy, who is working in MNR College of Pharmacy since 2007, having 23 years of teaching and research experience. He has 150 research papers to his credit, and he is an editor of a well-known anti-infective agent. It is a Bentham Science International Journal. Sir is authored on 6 books, and all the books are well popular in that pharmacy communities. And Sir is a recognized PhD guide in JNTU Hyderabad, Osmania University, SRU, Shastra University, and Karpagam University. And Sir is ranked among the top 2% scientists in India with a worldwide subject rank of 1561, and he is the only one ranked in both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and 22nd rank in India in the subject of a pharmacy. In MNR College of Pharmacy, we taken a various special initiatives to achieve many things by our students as well as our faculty members. And our chairman sir always will tell education and disciplines are the 2 eyes. Hence, along with that educations, we are also teaching and disciplines to our students. And in that last year in the pandemic situations, earlier we started with an COVID-19 surveys, and there is a lot of support from that various participants from that all over the India we got. With that things, we started that international webinar series, and the month of May, June, July, we conducted 10 international webinars with speakers from various countries. And in the month of August 2020, we conducted a 1-week pharmacy graduate development programs. In that speakers from all over the India participated, and more than 2,000 delegates are participated in and around India. And in the month of September, the Pharmacist Day was celebrated in MNR College of Pharmacy with the plenary webinar by Dr. V. Gopal Sir. And in that February 2021, we conducted an international e-conference. In that also we got a mass support from all over that India. And the February month is a month for a GPAT examination. Hence, we conducted a webinar on GPAT also. So students from various colleges have participated, and they appreciated the effort which was taken by our management as well as principals. And now with all these things, today we are organizing a webinar on communication skills. So it is my great pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend, Mr. Ramesh Mentham, to this gatherings. Sir is pursuing his PhD in pharmacology in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Ramesh Mentham completed his M.Pharmacy in pharmacology in the year 2009 from C.L. Bade Mehta College of Pharmacy, Chennai. In 2004, Sir completed his B.Pharmacy in Bapatla College of Pharmacy, Bapatla. Sir obtained a soft skill and personality development certificate from well-known IIT Kharagpur. Sir having 6 national and international journal publication for his credit. He attended 7 conferences or seminar, and he delivered 2 guest lectures. So till now, Sir guided 7 students for completing their B Pharmacy and M Pharmacy degrees. Sir started his career as an assistant professor in Vikas College of Pharmacy in the year 2009. Until 2011, he worked in Vikas College of Pharmacy. Then from 2012 to 2014, Sir is worked in Priyadarshini Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guntur, as assistant professor. In 2014 onwards, Sir is associated with MNR College of Pharmacy as an associate professor. And Sir is worked as a director and instructor for English and communication skill in English Guru Institute, Hyderabad for 2 years. And 6 years, Sir is working as a freelancer in English communication skill and personality development trainer in Urban Pro and DHL International Couriers. From 2019 onwards, again, Sir is associating with MNR College of Pharmacy. Now, Sir is associate professor in the Department of Pharmacology, MNR College of Pharmacy, Sangareddy. With this brief introduction, it's my great pleasure to welcome our speaker, Mr. Ramesh Mentham, and to deliver his valuable speech to that audience. Sir, please, sir.
A very good afternoon, and I'm Ramesh. First, I'd like to thank our chairman, MN Raju Garu, and vice chairman, Ravi Verma Garu, and our principal, Alagarsamy Garu, and faculty and dear friends. A very good morning. And it's my pleasure to share my knowledge with you. So communication, it is sharing knowledge, sharing thoughts, and it's all sharing. Means when you are communicating, it's a kind of channel. So it's a two-way interaction. That is what communication. And not only that, so out of my personal life, I learned a lot. Okay, that also I can share with you. So the concern with the communication, it's a kind of channel. Means example, I'm communicating with some X person. Obviously, based on the other's feedback, I have to respond. It's not like that I was keep on talking something, obviously other could understand. That is not at all communication. Let me share the screen so that you can understand what are the things. One moment. So here you can find how to possess, so today's topic, how to possess confidence in communication. So communication, when you are transferring information, Okay, example, whatever it may be. Example, you want to take a leave, or simply you are writing something to your manager, or you are writing something to your client. So when you are exchanging information, you have to have healthy communication. For that, how to possess confidence, whether particularly if you're writing in English, the language is the first barrier. Okay, how to break that barrier. So that is the reason here you can update skill. It's not like that overnight we can get all the skills clear. So overnight nobody can get. So it takes time. Okay, so like, you know, I've been practicing past 6 years. Okay, overnight nobody can get it, whatever the sort of skill you are learning. Okay, one moment. So I just want to share whatever the past testimonials. So here you can find in DHL, like I offered for the career boys concerned with the communication and English as well. And in MNR College itself, in 2019, I offered a personality development, and you can find the image here. And in communication skill, a variety of schools and colleges I offered. So this is in Balanagar, one school, Gautami school I offered, and DHL, International Career Company. So I was awarding certificates to the students. And this is also MNR College, first year students, inauguration. And here English Guru, students with the English Guru. And here, so we need a guru. So if you want to have communication, so we need guru. So what sort of guru? Generally, like most of the trainers used to say, when you have pathetic experience in your life, means extreme sorrowful experience, maybe generally we can consider a major loss in your family, then you become yourself a guru, or else generally we can't understand the life. So that's the reason here we have to have guru to guide you as well as to take you in the right path. So that is the reason teacher has a major role in your life. Till date, you might remember the best teacher in your life also, whether a teacher or the guru who can help you and who can drives you to the right path and guide you, assist you, supervise you, advise you. Okay, so here we can go with some sort of whatever the means. You can question. Okay, you can question why we have to have confidence in communication. You can question why we have to have confidence in your communication. First of all, you can learn and earn. So nowadays you can find most of the people are financially, they were depressed because of the lockdowns, as well as so many things, because you know there is no proper operations of the companies, variety of reasons. So means if you have right communication, the way you communicate yourself as well as you communicate with the people also. Okay, so that's the reason you can learn and you can earn. That is the reason you have to have communication skills. Of course, confidence in communication skills. The moment your body language says something and you are telling something else, obviously people don't believe you. So that is the reason here, the way you thought in your mind, that reflects in your body language. The way you thought in your mind. Example, the other day you had dispute with your manager. Maybe some other day, certain day, you had dispute with your manager and you are carrying that thought. And next day you have to communicate with the same manager. How you can communicate? So obviously you are carrying that, whatever the thought or dispute. So that is the reason you could not communicate properly or with confidence. That's the reason here one simple saying, forget or forgive, so that you'll be happy. Forget or forgive. So generally we can't forget. We keep on variety of stuff in your mind and you are communicating, then no confidence at all. So that is the reason if you want to deal with the people, even we have some sort of friction with them, better you forget there itself, so that the next moment you are happy as well as you can communicate with confidence. When we are carrying something, whether it is past experiences or whether it is the kind of whatever the dispute with people, obviously you can't communicate. That is the reason here you just forget or forgive, so that it will be easy. And you can learn as well as N, and no conflicts. Nowadays, most of the people have conflicts. Conflicts nothing but disagreements. Conflicts nothing but disagreements. So why we disagree? Why we disagree? Generally, example, you can consider, so some based on the community or based on the religion or based on the culture, our values are different. Based on the community or based on the culture, example, Indian and American. So our values are different. Our beliefs are different. That is the reason we disagree with the other people. Whoever it may be. Examples, frequently we can observe in like married couple, husband disagree with the wife, or wife disagree with the husband, because the kind of setup or the location where she was brought up completely different from husband. That is the reason they have different common beliefs. Okay, that is the reason generally they disagree each other. Okay, how to deal with the conflicts? You have to have better communication. If you don't have right communication, you carry the same sort of whatever the toxic or negative thought, then obviously every day you have to carry stress too. That is the reason simple technique for dealing with the people. If you have some sort of whatever the friction, you just forget or forgive, so that easily you can deal with the things. Every time, oh, that day this fellow scolded me, then I have to take revenge. Then what revenge you take? Okay, here game is not taking revenge. So life is simply a journey. Okay, you came for journey, means you have to lead your journey. It is not like how many enemies I have. No need to count. Okay, so because of common beliefs, we get enemies. Okay, means for example, some ex guy, he believed that based on the kind of physical looks you have, he or she likes, that's the reason they believe you maybe. Or else the kind of voice you have, they believe maybe, or some they don't like. That's the reason different values we have. We don't like that. It doesn't mean all the people don't like you. So that is the reason certain people, hardly 10 to 15 people only, they completely like you. Rest of the people, they're not involved with you because the kind of bonding. Clear? So bonding comes, how bonding comes? Bonding comes out of sharing thoughts. Bonding comes out of sharing thoughts. I repeat, sharing things, sharing food. These are the different things. Okay, sharing food. Example, 2 or 3 days we sit together and share our food. That's it. Within a week we can get a bond. So slowly we can build our bonds. When we have strong bonds, we have strong communication. When we have weak bonds, we have weak communication. That's it. Okay. So example, X person, he came from some other North India, and he doesn't know about Telugu, and like we have to have communicate means other barrier is language. If you are not good with the local language, obviously we can't express our emotion properly, because we express our emotion properly in mother tongue. In English, whatever you express, clearly you can't communicate. Of course, their mode of language is English, fine. But generally, if you want to express some emotion, you have to express in mother tongue. Then people easily could receive properly. So that is the reason here, manage your thoughts better. If you want to manage your thoughts better, you have to have communication. Okay, particularly confidence in communication. And effective communication means most of the people, example, we've been speaking and we are giving lectures, but the more you listen, you learn better. The more you listen, you learn better. Example, you can observe 1 or 2 years kids. The more they listen, automatically they can learn language. Okay, so for improving language, you have to listen variety of context, whether it is the TED Talks or whether it is a podcast or different speech or different songs also you can learn. Out of that, you can update your language also. Okay, no need to have complete grammar. Clear? And we can speak with clarity. What you're supposed to deliver, you have to have clarity before you deliver. And you have to have concise, means cut short the information. So your paragraph or essays like that, or else 1 or 2 hours lectures you are giving, nobody can understand. Simple thing is concise, cut short the information, and you can speak with clarity. When we have clarity, and people start believing you. If you don't have clarity, obviously people also don't believe you. So that is the reason here you should have clarity. and open up opportunities for you. Obviously, if you have better communication, 60% nowadays you get a job, or you can deal with your customers. You are doing a business. Obviously, you have to have better communication or best communication. Then only you can raise your money. If it is a business or if it is a job, you can get a good paycheck, something like that. So you get opportunities, get a better job, and your perception towards problem changes. Okay. Obviously, like most of the people think that COVID phase 1 and phase 2, you compare. COVID phase is horrible. Everybody knows. Then if COVID is hitting India or hitting people badly, then what's your perception? My perception is actually it's like it's really bad, and what you change yourself. Okay, that is the best option. That is what perception. How you look at things, how to change. How you look at things, how to change. When you scold, what happens? Okay, simply you can make an experiment. Okay, today you scold 2 people, tomorrow you scold 4 people, the other day you scold 10 people. Then you write a diary or journal. Okay, you write diary or journal. Okay, how you feel at the end of the day when you are scolding someone, internally or openly, also secondary. When you are scolding people, how you feel. Okay, you write down. After 3 years, again you don't scold and you don't have any friction with anybody. Then you write down in your journal or your diary how you feel. That's how you can understand the perception towards problem, perception towards the people also. So that's the reason when we have whether verbal abuse or unparliamentary language, obviously you are also getting damage, not only the other, or you almost 99% you break your relationship the moment you start verbal abusing. Means almost that is the last choice if you want to choose with the people, that's a kind of communication. So breaking with the people means that should be the last choice. You should not have the first choice. Clear? So perception means how you look at the world. So COVID phase 2, it's trying to teach you something that maybe you have to update skills, or our skills are not really matching with the current scenario or the curriculum. So we have to update skills. That's it. That's how dealing with the COVID also you can learn if you have the better skills. Or some patients, because of rising BP or there is no control, the pulse rate also getting death. Okay, means they extremely hallucinate about I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Obviously they die because the pulse rate changes. So that's the reason how you communicate yourself also important, how you communicate with people also important, and human interaction increases because of communication. So simply communication means human interaction. Okay, example, today you communicated with 10 people, other day you communicated with 20 people, like that. The more people you are communicating, the better you have communication. Okay, means it's people interaction. So people interaction only communication, not simply with the gadgets or phones. How long you are spending with the phone, that decides your communication. Okay, if you are spending 4 hours a day, obviously what happens? We treat people also like materials. Okay, it's okay. Simply we can text. I'm not interested. Okay, I don't want to talk to you. But means when there is no body language, obviously we used to openly hurt people. Okay, when you are with the people, means when you are physically present, then we don't hurt people because your body language says so many things. So that's the reason if you want to update your communication, human interaction is much important. Okay. Already we can get on YouTube also variety of interactions with the student, professors, or the scientists with the teachers, like the variety of what are the podcast interactions we have, or else regarding the money, how to deal with the COVID phase 2, or else how we dealt with the COVID phase 1, like that quality conversation or crucial conversations we have on YouTube also. You listen, the more you listen, the more you update yourself. Effective presentation. If you want to present, example, most of the students have every day we have to present. Okay, so particularly 4th year students or the PharmD student, they have to present whatever the lesson or some case studies or projects. Okay, so if you want to improve your presentation skills, you have to have communication skills. Negotiate your salary. So many people have skills, but they don't know how much salary they have to negotiate, something like that. So you can get high paycheck if you have communication skills. And effective communication skill means how to deal with the people, that you can update. And whatever the skills you have, how much money you have, doesn't matter. You have to be simple. When you are simple, you are more happy actually. Okay. And when you are every time showing off, when you are showing off, you are not happy at all. Happiness and contentment connected with communication. Happiness and contentment connected with communication. That is the reason of satisfaction. Contentment, nothing but satisfaction, or happiness, nothing but, Okay. So here, completely connected with the communication. That is the reason we must update our communication, and we can deal with obstacles. Obstacles, nothing but whatever the adversities or problems. Adversities or problems. How to deal with the adversities or problems? How you look at the problem is much important than what other people think about you. I repeat, how you look at the problem is much important than what other people think about you. Something like that. For example, if I don't have a car, my neighbor keep on asking me, why don't you get a car? Then you have to question, should I need car, or for pleasing someone, I have to buy car? So that is a simple problem. Okay, so you create problem also. That is the reason. One thing is no social status at all. If you want to be happy, okay, so every time you are comparing with relatives, you are comparing with a neighbor, you are comparing with your colleague, then obviously you distract yourself. That's the reason you compare yourself. Okay, so today I updated my skill just 10%. Tomorrow it is 11% I have to update, something like that. Then obviously no stress at all, and you can improve your skills. When you are comparing with somebody else, nothing comes out of that. Better, instead you can carry stress also. That is, there is no comparison at all. Optimistic and even temper. Optimistic means positive minded. Okay, how to be positive minded? Here, so like one bearer within a restaurant, actually he was carrying some sort of glassware, and all of a sudden, he fell all the glassware on the floor, and he broken all the glassware. Then immediately the restaurant manager, so he just started asking, why did you do this? Accidentally happened. Okay. Then automatically, what did he say? Manager to the bearer, rest of the 1 year, you have to pay whatever you have broken, whatever the material you have broken. At least 10% of your paycheck, means salary, will be deducted every month. That's what the manager conveyed to the bearer. Then bearer felt happy. Why? Okay, he felt happy because the rest of the 1 year I have a job. Something like that. Means when you have a problem, the way you look at the problem, you think, means you get opportunity out of that also. Means that is what optimistic. Optimistic means there is much demand when people are in problem actually. Okay, so this may be the also demand. If you have communication skills, or if you are good with some subject or something like that. So be optimistic, no worry. And even temper. Even temper means when literally sometimes we get angry, no doubt. But whether you have to express your anger or not, it's all depend on you. Okay. As I mentioned, if you want to break your bond, almost that is the end of the communication. Means end of the relationship also, whether it is a co-employee or friends or wife and husband. Okay, it takes time maybe if in case of wife and husband. So even temper you should have. So it's not like that every time you start scolding people or you start speaking illness of others, then that indirectly hits you back. So that is the reason here, be optimistic and carry even temper only. Don't scold people or don't use don't verbal abuse, okay, with the people. Learn from failures. Most of the people think that every failure, okay, teaches you something. Obviously, it teaches you. I would say, so each failure so gets you more confidence. Okay, if one failed when he was at the age of 15, he would be the more successful person in the like in his life. I don't say in the world or in India. So when one fail at hardly 15 years, then he or she will be more successful. Why? Because they come to know the reality of life. Okay, they come to know what sort of action has to be taken, or they come to know how people scold badly, or they keep on hitting them badly. So they come to know the reality. So that is the reason we have to invite failures or challenges. We have to invite failures or challenges. So you have to learn from failures, and decision making will be easy. And generally we make decisions based on feeling, not based on the logic. We make decision based on the feeling, how you feel. Example, you are working in so and so corporate company, and every day you are feeling stressful, and you don't, of course, the reason behind that lack of skill also, the reason behind getting means stress, or else lacking decision making. So lack of skill, one thing. So other thing is lack of bonding, means among the colleagues, you don't have people who can help you out. Then also you feel bit insecure or fearful. Then also you feel like stressful, and the decision making would be obviously you quit the job. Okay, means when people are not helping you out, you feel more insecure. Whoever, whatever the context, whether it is family or like any college or any corporate company or hospital, doesn't matter. When people are not helping you and you have to do all the things your own, then you feel more insecure. That is the reason here. If you want to have proper decision making, then bonding is much important. Okay, when we have bonding together within the any context, whether whatever the job, then obviously we help each other. Okay, so that is the reason decision making also will be easy. This is how, why you must have like proper or effective communication or confidence in communication. Simply, these are variety of whatever the significance or uses out of this. Clear? So that is the reason in your life also, if you want to do something, you just better question first. Why? Why really tells you a lot of things, but we never question. And maybe whatever the different reasons also, we don't question. We got adopted. Okay, if you question, somebody scolds you, or if you question again, you have to answer something like that. So that is the reason you better don't question. So that is not the way. Better you have to question yourself, whatever the problem comes or whatever happens. We'll move to the next slide. So here, what are the other stumbling blocks or that can roadblocks we can call? So while dealing with the communication, suitcase anger. Okay, suitcase anger, nothing but if your friend scolded you today, example, okay, and you carry the same sort of emotion to your workplace, then there you shout on somebody, okay, something, or else you carry the anger, means obviously you express the way you are communicating the same anger with the people. So that is the reason, don't carry anger. Okay, example, whatever, when you had a tough job in your whatever the day-to-day whatever the job, tough day, then the same sort of mindset we have when you are going home. Then obviously, if tea is obviously, every day wife making the whatever the tea, that day tea won't be tasted good. Then obviously you start scolding, or else generally if parents means they start scolding children. So that is the reason here, don't carry anger. That is one of the roadblock for proper communication. So when you get angry, again you can question why I'm getting angry, whether because of my job or because of so and so. You have to question. So you have to answer as well yourself. Carrying multiple thoughts. When you are carrying multiple thoughts, what happens? Automatically you get stress out of that. So don't carry multiple thoughts. Lack of empathy. Empathy, nothing but you think yourself from other perspective. Okay, so means you just put yourself in other shoes. That is what empathy. Comparison. This is the biggest thing that is destroying the world also. Now people are like country to country comparing, no? So in India, 20 lakhs cases are there. In America, not those many cases. So obviously, India is really ruining. How we can compare with US with India? We have 130 crore people and hardly 7 crore people in US. How can we compare? First of all, why should compare? Second thing, how can we compare? Whatever the settings are completely different. How we can compare 7 crore with 130 crore people? Okay, so that is the reason here. First of all, don't compare. Okay, with anybody or any context. That is the best thing you can do. You can help yourself. And lack of self-esteem. So the perception. So how you look at the things really important. And you have to break your comfort zone. Comfort zone means simply we are doing a good job and whatever the paycheck we are getting at the end of the month, all of a sudden some problem comes because of the COVID or because of some reason, then automatically we don't take the pain. That is the reason. And again, we don't have proper communication. So you communicate yourself also. So you have to break the comfort zone, and you have to have some challenge in life, then only you are happy. If you don't have challenge, obviously in comfort zone, and you don't take any action, or you don't update your skills, that is the reason you break the comfort zone, break the boundary, come out of the box, do something different. Then only you can survive in 21st century. Okay, unlearn, relearn. This is much important. Okay, in 21st century, you have to relearn, you have to unlearn. You have yourself, you can learn something like that. Sometimes you don't need more gurus also, because if you have that much interest. And pessimistic mindset, every time they were having negative mindset only, or hallucination, okay, about the COVID-19, about the job, about anything, negative things only they think. No planning, that also the stumbling block for your communication. Hast at 11th hour, generally some people rush at 11th hour, means today generally student mindset, or generally most of the people mindset, if we are supposed to do some work, generally we start at 11th hour or last minute. Why? Maybe lacking interest in that job, that is the main reason. Not literally you are not having skills, you are having skills, but you are not having interest in that activity. That is the reason you start at 11th hour. If you have interest, obviously one day before you prepare. So and other challenges like humiliation, so you don't speak whatever the illness of the people, okay, or else don't criticize people, because people carry that one. And negative self-image. Why negative self-image? Generally based on my knowledge, example, they compare looks. Okay, if I am this sort of image, obviously people don't like me. Okay, you can't please all the people, you can't please all the people. Okay, so that is the reason here, don't carry self-image in your mind. Every time you have to have positive image. Procrastination, why we postpone the things? Again here, lack of interest in that activity, not literally you are capable or not capable. No conductive environment. Okay, so of course variety of reasons, okay, due to like we are under fear because of COVID-19. Then again, how to update our skills, means this kind of conductive environment also sometimes. Or else when you are at home, every time your children keep on engaged with you, then you could not update skills. That is also reason. So only thing is we have free time after 10 o'clock in the evening, then that is the right time maybe, so nobody disturbs you. Okay, it depends. Or early in the morning also, it depends where you have high energy levels. That sort of conductive environment you have to create yourself. And sometimes students used to complain, I did my graduation in like my mother tongue, that is the reason I am good with this subject, like that. They used to question, okay, or they used to complain. No need to do that. So these are the different roadblocks, as well as uses or significance of the communication. Now you got it, what exactly, why we should have communication, or why you should have confidence in your communication. We'll go with 7 steps for whatever the effective communication or confidence in your communication. One thing is, love the one you do. Love the one you do. This is the secret behind any sort of success. Okay, so Lata Kare. So I will go with one story. Lata Kare, she was a Maharashtrian 64 years old lady. You can Google out also. You can Google out a lady who participated in marathon, about 20 kilometers marathon, and she was placed first position. Okay, the lady, a 64 years lady, from the name of the lady is Lata Kare from Maharashtra. She participated in marathon and she positioned first place. How did she do it? Okay, because actually what happened, her husband actually has to be undergone for surgery. Okay, she needs around 1 to 2 lakhs. Of course, whether she got 2 lakhs out of that marathon after participating, that is secondary. At least people get attention. Okay, so that some people donate because of her efforts. Okay, so that is the reason here. That lady, that 64 years old lady, Lata Kare from Maharashtra, she had extreme love towards her husband. That's it. You don't need n number of skills if you want to succeed in your life. Only thing is that much extreme or burning desire or love towards the job or love towards the people, obviously that drives you. No other things also. Clear? So to save her husband, She participated at the age of 64 years old marathon, and actually she was rejected early, because at the age of 64, how can you participate and something happened to you? Who could answer? That is the organizer's question. And she gave the consent form. Okay, because so and so problem I have, and I can give the consent form. If something happens to me, you are not the responsible for that, something like that. Consent form also she gave. Finally, she participated and she placed first. So literally they got shocked. And even you can check with the Google also. Means I'll go with one story also, like how dealing with this kind of whatever the contents in the communication. One moment. Sorry for the delay. So here we have some stories that make you confident. Okay. A reflection of life. Simply, I would say, we no need to go with this story. Okay. Simply, example. So today you helped someone. Okay. Then how do you feel? You feel at least 10% happy. Okay. Or else when the sort of whatever the communication in your mind itself. Okay. Example, in this COVID phase 2, I have to update so on. So still like that every day you are like you giving affirmation to yourself. You are giving affirmation to yourself. And at least in a week, you start something. Means the self-talk, okay, or self-image, or else reflection. Okay. Simply your reflection of yourself. Example, every day I'm saying, in this COVID-2, hardly I'm earning 5,000 or 6,000. I think I could not do anything. Okay. Something like that. So this kind of whatever the communication or else whatever the affirmation you are giving yourself, then obviously you do the same. Here, simple example I'll give. One fellow who was under stress, particularly he joined in a job, he was means a 2 years break after the graduation, and he went through the back door software. Okay. And of course he was earning 40 to 50,000, but he's not having skills. Okay. Then obviously what happened, every day because of stress, hair loss started. Okay. Then he was keep on focusing on hair loss only. Oh my God, I'm losing my hair. Oh my God, I'm losing my hair. This is the self-talk. Then automatically what happens? Slowly, bald head also comes out. Means when we are giving self-talk, our self-talk should be positive. When self-talk is negative, your whatever the biological hormones also changes, or your biology also changes, and you feel fatigue also. Okay. The moment you give positive image or positive self-talk, then automatically at least 10% energy you can get out of that. Clear? Simply, I would say, after this session, rest of the 4 hours, I'll be happy because I'm sharing my experience. Simply, I would say. Okay. So means here you are your self-reflection, the way you communicate yourself, the way you communicate with your people or your family or your colleagues, obviously you are happy. Okay. And you are scolding everybody, whether your family, yourself, okay, or else your beloved people, sometimes parents or sometimes children or wife. Then rest of the day or rest of the 4 hours or 2 hours, you write down what's happening in your mind, or else you write down how is your energy level, something like that. So then obviously you come to know, so this is not the right practice. Means you are your self-reflection. So it's, we can call when like a father took his son to like nearby hills and is asking to say, I'm nice, or you are very nice, okay, or thank you, or so many, whatever the words they were saying. And the reflection is same thing. Okay, you are nice, or you are great, like that. You are hearing the same. Suppose you scold yourself, I'm not fit for anything, I'm nothing. Then automatically same thing happens in your mind, the same thing in your body, same thing happens in your life also. That is the reason your self-talk should be positive, whatever happens. Okay, your self-talk should be positive. And other simple technique to deal with anything, any difficult situation, observation. Okay, example, right now, what's happening in your mind? Right now, what's happening in your mind? You just observe. Okay, and you feel happy or you feel unhappy. Because of unhappy means obviously most of the time we spend with phone only. That is the reason you are unhappy. At least you give break for phone and you interact with your mother or father, or just help your mother one day in cooking. Then you write down how you feel that day. Clear. Or else sometimes students also need some help, or after the college also, at least some assignment help, whatever. You just help them. Then how you feel means you are your self-reflection. Okay, that is the reason here the resonance in your mind also same thing, and the same sort of hormones also released within your body. Example, the other day when I was in even one hospital, I was counseling one student in psychiatry department. Not student, he's the writer also, and he's really having good skills with writing. But he was saying he was attacked with the hypertension. That is the reason he joined in psychiatry department. I shocked. So he was attacked with hypertension. That is the reason he joined in psychiatry department. I just asked a question. You are a great writer, and you know what about you and your whatever the self-awareness, all the things. Then why did you join in psychiatry department? If I question, then at this age, how can I get hypertension? That is what his question. Then I said, without medication also, you can deal with the hypertension. Only thing is, you just stopping hatred with anybody. With anybody, you stop hatred, then no need of any medicine for hypertension. If you need, like the rest of the 10 days or at least 2 days you practice without medication, at least one day you practice. The one who is having hypertension, no hatred at all. Completely they have to love something, whether it is book or whether the people, something like that. Then rest of the day how it is, or else if without medicine, how they can survive also they can understand. So that is the reason, the simple reason behind most of the hypertension, extreme hatred, whatever the reason, irrespective of the reasons. Okay, or else extreme anger, whatever the reason. Okay, some people they scold politicians, some people they scold superiors or managers, or some people they scold their own family. Keep on scolding, keep on hating, slowly, automatically the kind of adrenaline rush would be there, and slowly blood vessels, whatever the size or whatever the elasticity loss, that maybe it takes 6 or 7 years. No doubt they have hypertension. That is the reason here, when we stop hatred with the people, then almost you get no sickness. Okay, but we can't do that. Okay, that is what communication is. How you communicate yourself, how you communicate with your colleagues or your people are much important. Clear. So you should not carry whatever the anger or hatred. That is the simple reason behind sickness, simple reason behind failure. Clear. So we'll go with the other story. So moral here, what we give to others, life give us the same in return. Your life is not an accident or a coincidence, but it is a shadow of your actions. It's true actually. Okay, your life is shadow of your actions only. But generally, why we don't take action? Simple reason, if you consider, example, one fellow doesn't having good skills with the English or some other skill, the very first day practicing that is really difficult, because one thing, you don't get concentration. Second thing, you don't feel like doing. Third thing, oh my God, how many days I have to do? And we have other story here for that. Do not give up. Okay, no comparison, persistence. You have to do till you reach. That is the reason the very first story I went through, love towards whatever the activity you are doing or the job you are doing, the people you are having. When you have extreme love, automatically we don't count their mistakes. Okay, we just love them because they are our caring person. Okay, they are our caring people, whether parents or friends or your best colleagues. Not all the colleagues best colleagues, because of the kind of bonding again. Okay, not literally they are bad, no bonding, When no bonding, obviously no communication. When no communication, how we can have like a healthy conversation or crucial conversation? So that is the first of all bonding. Following, we should have one thing that extremely love at whatever the skill, and keep on practicing, so that only gets you money as well as that gets you fame, all the things. And the biggest thing that killing the people is comparison. Okay, I'll give some live example. Like I found, so two brothers, they were keep on comparing. Actually, elder brother, he was good with academics. Younger brother, he is not having, means of course he is also 70% something like he was getting. But the thing is, he is not getting 85, or at least he is not getting as that of his brother. That is the problem. Not really he's getting 80% or 75. That is not the question. The question, or that is the point, is he was not getting as that of his marks or whatever the thing as that of his brother. That is the problem. Then he was comparing his brother with his brother, and he became completely introvert. He could not communicate with anybody. If whatever the time comes to express his views, and he was nervous. Okay, this kind of attitude build when we keep on comparing with anybody, even particularly girls also. Sometimes they compare with, oh, my physical like looks are not good, okay, with so and so person, so and so actress. Why should we compare? Okay, so that is the reason the biggest enemy is comparison, as well as actually failure we think enemy, but failure is the best friend. Okay, if you get a failure, no doubt you learn or you take action, you break your comfort zone. If you don't get any failure, we are in comfort zone. That's it. So that is the reason every failure teaches you something, and early age you try to get failure as early as possible. You have to have challenges. Failure nothing but you no need to invite failure. Challenge only. You take some challenge. That is, then fail you learn. You fail you learn. So do not give up. Whatever happens, do not give up. So here it's with this almost we can conclude. One day I decided to quit my job and to end my life. One employee, he was saying, there seemed to be no reason for me to live any longer. I quit my job, my relationship, my spirituality, everything. I want to quit my life. I want to go to the deep woods to have one last talk with the God. God, I asked, can you give me one good reason not to quit, means terminating the job? His answer surprised me. Look around. He said, do you see the fan and the bamboo? Fan is a kind of grass. Bamboo, you tree, no. Bamboo is a big tree, you know. Yes, I replied. When I planted the fan and the bamboo seeds, I took very good care of them. I gave them light. I gave them water. Like the fan quickly grew from the earth. Its brilliant green covered the floor. Yet nothing came from the bamboo seed. But I did not quit on the bamboo. In the second year, the fan grew more vibrant and plentiful. And again, nothing came from the bamboo seed. But I did not quit on the bamboo, he said. In the year 3, there was still not. I would not quit on the bamboo. I will never quit on you. Hinge from the bamboo seed. Any small projection also from the bamboo seed, nothing was there. But I would not quit. In year 4, again, there was nothing from the bamboo seed. I would not quit. He said, then in the 5th year, a tiny sprout emerged from the earth. Emerged from the earth. Compared to the fan, it was seemingly small. Compared to the fan, the kind of grass with the bamboo, that was small and insignificant, negligible. But just 6 months later, the bamboo rose to over 100 feet tall. It had spent the 5 years growing roots. Those roots made it strong and gave it what it needed to survive. So means your roots should be strong. It takes time to build your roots. I would not give any of my creations a challenge it could not handle. So God never give you a challenge that you could not handle. He asked me, did you know, my child, that all his time you have been struggling. You have actually been growing roots. You are not struggling. You are growing roots, whether it is mentally, how strong you have to become, or what sort of skill you have to learn. You are becoming mentally strong. You are becoming like expert in your skill, whatever the skill you are doing or learning. Don't compare yourself to others. That is the biggest mistake in the world also. Now, variety of countries comparing with India, nobody compare with India because India has spirituality, that strong mental power. Nobody can destroy India. That is the reason. Whatever happens. He said the bamboo had a different purpose than the fan. Means why we should not compare. Your purpose is different from others. That is the reason you no need to compare. Maybe you can become expert in pharmacovigilance if you are having good skill with pharmacology, or maybe you can manufacture a good formulation if you're having with pharmaceutics, if you are a pharmacy student, or if you are good with some whatever the music, you can write some good song, who knows, that can motivate the people. That is the reason your purpose is completely different. Then why should we compare any context? And they both make the forest beautiful. Means the fern tree also makes the forest beautiful. The grass also makes the beautiful. The bamboo also makes the whatever the forest beautiful. Means both can make the nature beautiful. Then why should compare? And why not I become the bamboo, or why not I become the fern? Your time will come when you have strong roots, when you are practicing at least 1,000 hours completely on one skill, that you are interested, that you are having love. God said to me, you will rise high. How high should I rise? Again comparison. I asked, how high will the bamboo rise? He asked in return, as high as it can, as high as you can. You can't compare, he rises this much, I want to rise that much. No, as high as you can rise. I questioned. Yes, he said, give me the glory by rising as high as you can, so you can shine, or whatever this forest or nature, as high as you can rise. I left the forest and brought back this story. I hope these words can help you see the God will never give you up on you. Never give up. Do not give up the world. So means here, and one saying we have this, I like it. When the hours are darkest, the trials are their greatest. Now maybe the time is hours are really darkest because of death tolling. More people are dying, and when some other person turn would come, we don't know. So means when we are very close to the deathbed, then we come to the reality of the life. When the hours are darkest now, means phase 2, mortality rate is high, particularly in India also. Trials are their greatest. You must try, because if you die, you're not trying. If you quit, you're not trying. That's the reason, again, I repeat. If you love, example, a simple story I can get you. Like the other day, like a couple, so they were having just a 3 years kid. Okay, and what happens, he was husband was a driver, and while driving, accidentally he was died. Okay, means he met an accident, he died. So then the very next day, that lady found some health issue with the baby. Okay, whatever, whether it is some lethal disease, whatever the disease that going to kill the son or the baby also. Then what that lady has to do, whether she has to attend a funeral, or she has to take his baby to the hospital, or she's not having that much money, or whether she has to beg people, or what she has to do. She did simple thing. She approached n number of NGOs. Okay, and concerned with the funeral, she have given to some of his relatives or somebody who is very close to her. But she didn't even attend the funeral. She went up to means hospital by taking baby, and she was looking after the baby. Means here, when extreme love towards the parent, having extreme love towards the children, then the extreme pain also, at least temporarily, they can forget. Extreme pain was there, extreme love was there. Then extreme love dominates the extreme pain, no doubt. Okay, now we can see such kind of cases. Okay, so maybe within a family, sometimes husband is dying, and obviously wife simply has to stare at him, nothing doing because of COVID. Okay, means when the hours are darkest, are you really trying? Are you complaining? That's the question, that's the point. If you are complaining, no use, we have to lose the things. If you are trying, no doubt you are going to hit the target, or at least you get 50% out of that. That's the reason you try, never give up. You do not give up the old. This story really I like, because that is the whatever the real communication, how you do yourself. So how do you enhance the or sorry, how do you handle the adversity or tough times? Simple thing is you give positive affirmation to your mind. I try till I die. Like that, you can give affirmation to your mind. That's it. You can win over that. And persistence. So now means so keep on trying, conducting means sorry, continuing action instead of difficulty. Why you feel difficulty, Lata Kare? Did she feel difficulty marathon at the age of 64 years? Hardly. Nowadays, 20 years kid also, 20 years people also should not participate in marathon. Because why? Because of the whatever the social media, we completely become lazy. The moment we get up, we need phone. The moment we are sleeping, we need phone. Whatever happens, we need phone. But the thing is, that's the reason we become completely materialistic. Okay, so often we have to give holiday for the phone also, gadgets also. Then we can interact with the people. Then our confidence levels in communication or anything we can rise. The more you interact with the whatever the gadgets or phones, the more you become materialistic. Okay, simply you can observe. So before COVID, after COVID, the nature of people you can observe. No doubt you can get the clues. Okay, irrespective of job. Your mother also sometimes might shouted on you because of the context is different before COVID and after COVID. So during the COVID. So that is the reason here. The other, whatever the story we have, Kishore Pradhan, a 64-year-old retired bank manager, took admission in Veer Surendra Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. So he took medical admission at the age of 64 years old. So there is no age for study or your knowledge, or if you want to update your whatever the other course you want to do. Suppose you are done some other whatever the PhD and you want to start some other course also, whether it is psychology, whether it is English or whatever you feel like. There is no age at all. At the age of 64 years, people are starting and learning. You took medical admission, again you want to become a doctor. It's all passion, it's all interest. Okay, how we get that is the biggest challenge. So that is the reason here. Other thing like that we have. So Ross Perot says, most people give up just when they are about to achieve success. Okay, when they're about to achieve success, they quit. That is the biggest problem. Sorry, they quit on the one ad line. They give up at last minute of the game, 1 foot from a winning touchdown. Generally, we don't have persistence. We don't have patience. Again, why we don't have patience, we know. The more you use phone, the better you have, less patience you have. The moment you observe, when you are operating something on your phone, suddenly your child came and so like grabbed it. Then you immediately, sometimes you get angry. Sometimes you hit him or her. Did you observe? If you are a parent, or sometimes you hit your brother. Sometimes you scold your mother because of the phone, simple phone. Means how we deep down involved in the phone gadgets and we become complete emotionless, and no communication or no interaction or no genuine communication or confidence in communication. So that is the reason better we have to reduce with the interact with the gadgets, or else our communication decline, our confidence decline, and we feel completely insecure. So the example, when I was studying, suicide rates were very less. Nowadays, whatever happens at the age of 9th standard, 10th standard, also people are committing suicides, children. Why? Because no patience, no persistence at all. That's the reason you must update your persistence simply by reducing the time on the phone or gadgets, so that interacting with the people, you can improve your confidence levels. So you are confident because of the kind of people around you, not because of the kind of assets you have, the kind of car you have, the kind of whatever the things you have. So things won't make you happy, or else they won't give you courage. Only they make you luxury, or they get you luxury. Things can make you more comfort, that's it. Not really they make you happy, or not really they make you courage. Okay, that is the reason, courageful. That's the reason here you just observe yourself. And Jack Ma also is simply a tourist guide and turned into a teacher. And finally, he started Alibaba company, and he is in the Asia. He is one of the billionaire within the complete Asia. $39 billion he has. And he says he faced rejections. Okay, early in his life, he faced a variety of rejections. Particularly, you can consider here, he applied 30 different jobs. Okay, and he was rejected. And in addition, he applied for Harvard also. 10 times he rejected. But the good thing is, One day, in same Harvard University, he was the guest speaker. Means you find your passion, you find your loved one, you find your loved one job particularly, then obviously you can be a speaker in the same Harvard University or whatever the same whatever the institution that rejected you. One day you become the guest speaker in that same institute. That's the reason he spoke at Harvard for a commencement speech. The school that rejected him 10 times also rejected. Okay, so that is most of the success people they failed at early age. There's a secret behind that. They failed at early age. So if you are a parent, better let your children fail number of times. They learn out of the failures. Don't fail this way, don't fail that way. Don't need to teach. The moment they fail, they learn out of that. And failure is the best teacher. You don't know actually. And Colonial Sanders, also KFC founder, at the age of almost 60 to 73, he was simply in a car. He was making whatever he was a chef and making whatever the chicken. Okay, so KFC chicken he was making, and he was selling out. Up to 60 to 73 years, he was not successful. But so over means later on, maybe some venture they want to invest on his whatever the food, and finally he earned around $2 billion out of his skill. Means up to 60 to 70 years he waited, and he was maybe making or whatever the building his roots, and one day he was successful. That is the reason. Choose one thing, practice that one thing, breathe that one thing. You make whatever the part of your life, that one skill that you like it. Not really a number of skill you don't focus, but you must have awareness on the rest of the thing. But the one skill nurture you, the means gets you food, bread and butter. That one skill gets you fame. That one skill gets you how much money you want, you can get. But the thing is, one thing you have people skills, other thing you have marketing skills. These are the two skills. So they don't have any expiry date. People skills and marketing skills. So if you are having, obviously you are blessed. Perception, how you look at the things. So I want to finish off with this story. Simple story, a farmer and his wife. A farmer said to his wife, "You are lazy, you work slowly and lethargically, you waste your time." Generally, wife and husband, they have the same sort of communication. Not all the wife and husband, generally 60 to 70% we can observe this kind of communication. The wife was angry at the words of her husband. So obviously, husband told to wife, "You are lazy," something like that. "You're wasting your time." She said to her husband, "You are wrong. Stay at home tomorrow. I will go to the field. I will do your work there. Will you do my works at home here?" The farmer said happily, "Very well, I will do your works back at home." The wife said, "Milk the cow, feed the pigs, wash the utensils, take care of our hen, spin the yarn." Woman went to the field. The farmer stayed back at home. He took a vessel and went to the cow to milk it. He tried to milk the cow. He received a good kick. He then went to the pigsty. He hit his head against the beam. He went to feed the hen. He forgot to spin. The wife returned from the field. When it turned evening, the farmer hung down his head in shame. Thereafter, he did not find fault with his wife. They lived happily together for a long time. Sometimes we don't think from others' perspective, particularly wife and husband. Your job is very easy, simply sitting home, just washing the dishes, watching serials. This is the easy job. Then you do 1 week, then you come to know the life. So that is the reason here, perception means immediately you can't understand. You do his job or her job, then reality of the job you come to know. Whoever job, whether it is small or big or anything. Okay. So simple job also, simply a street vendor job, easy, simply standing in the street and selling something, easy job. But every time you have to shout out loud, so and so you are selling. It's a horrible thing. And you don't know marketing skill also. Okay, while we're something like that, even street vendor also having some skill. That is the reason when we put yourself or you put yourself in other shoes from others' perspective, then only you come to know reality. Till that we complain, it's only easy job. No, I know it's easy. That just generally we can consider most of the people think that teacher job, okay, easy, simply taking some content and reading out, easy job, But the moment you take the context and you supposed to deliver before the students, you are not having much awareness, your heart rate is increasing. Okay, your BP is increasing when you are not good with the subject. So that is the reason here, don't say this job is very easy. Okay, we can do it. So take it for granted. Okay, example, parents are caring you. Okay, parents know they must take care. Teachers are caring you. Teachers know they must take care. So every time, don't think, so take it for granted. So you think the background, what's happening. Clear. So that's the reason here. When we work from others and also, or think from others and also, life really you can understand. So if you want to understand simple life in over a week, okay, so one big challenge is, but I should not suggest, but I suggest you, in a week, if you want to know the reality of life, you can be a volunteer in any hospital. Okay, for COVID-19 patients, you can be a volunteer. Over a week, you come to know the reality of life. Or else you just interact with a cancer patient or AIDS patient 1 week, reality of life, how his mindset. Okay, then you come to know the reality of life. Or else you do your father job just 2 days, you come to know the reality of life. You do your mother job just 2 days, you come to know the reality of life. That is the reason here perception is really important. Not simply take it for granted, it's an easy job. I know, like that. We can't say. The moment you start doing, you come to know. So that's the, if you want to know the reality, you have to have more experience with variety of jobs. Okay, when you are learning, later on you can fix one job. So or else you have to have much internships. Okay, with variety of jobs, then you can come to know which job you have to pick up. Okay, something like that. So meet people and learn from people or listen more. These are the right skills to update your communication or how to be confident. Out of all, the biggest challenge is dealing with your thoughts. So just observe your thoughts, just observe yourself, just observe the people, then no doubt you can learn a lot. So with this, I just conclude, because like it's almost 1.5 hours. And we go with any questionnaire, like whatever the sort of questions you have, I am ready to answer. Thank you. I just want to show what are the different courses I offer. So it's like teacher also should advertise. It's based on my knowledge, because if you are really good with skills and no marketing, nobody knows your skills. So what are the different skills I offer? Apart from pharmacology, I teach, of course, English communication, advanced English course, IELTS, email writing, voice and accent. These are the different courses I offer. With this, I just want to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful session. So those who want to raise your questions, you can raise your hands. I will unmute you. You can ask the questions to the speakers directly. Or otherwise, you place your questions in the chat box. It will be discussed with our speakers. Yes. Maunika, you can ask your question. Anybody wants to ask your questions, you can raise your hands. We will unmute you, you can directly ask. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for enlightening with your wonderful speech. And the general thing which many students they get asked in that YouTube, all those things. At these pandemic situations, when that students, that's an outgoing students, they want to attend their interview. In that, how confident they have to attend their interview, and what is your suggestion and what is your tips for those students?
Okay, fine. So generally in interview, we get fear. Okay. Why we get fear? We never attended any interview. So that is the reason if you have more means online space also, you attend more interviews online also. So that what happens, you come to know what sort of questions they are asking, whether you are able to answer or not. Particularly fear factor is more. Second thing is you could not collectively speak. Means the flow would not be there. And so when we have one idea with the other idea, we can't connect. So that is what you do. You just write down your short-term goal, your long-term goal, or you about yourself. All the things you write yourself, what you want to speak in interview, what you want to give in interview. Okay, and you just read them out loud. Means reading out. When you are keep on reading out, you can understand how to pronounce it, or else how to connect idea to idea, and whether confidence also comes out. And the best suggestion is more interviews you have to attend. That is the best thing, because only first interview means anybody get whatever the fear. So challenge is fear. So you have to overcome the challenge first. That fear is the first challenge. Second thing is obviously language. So if you are not good with the language, in your mind keep on getting one thought: I'm not good with the language, I'm not good with the language. That thought distracts you. That is the reason, if you are already good with the language, and if you attended 4 or 5 interviews, then this experience helps you to crack the 5th interview. Or simply no guidelines will help you unless until you get some sort of experience out of interview. This is my view.
Thank you, sir. And another thing is that generally as that students point of view, so from that intermediate, they may be from a Telugu medium or their local language medium, and they enter into that degree courses. Okay, so there that everything they are studying in that English in all languages still. So those people only they have in their mind that till that I was studied in Telugu, now everything was in English, like that is there.
Okay.
So what is your tip for those students to increase their language skill?
Okay.
So what are all the simple homework they can do? Yeah. By that way they can improve their language skills.
Okay. So here actually we can learn any language by listening more. Okay. You can observe 2 years kid also. The more the kids listen, the more they can speak. So that is the reason more listening should be there. Whether what you listen means interested topics. Okay. Example, what sort of degree course should choose, or else like that. Anything they are interested, that stuff, audio or video, both they have to listen more. When they are listening more, their mind grabs much vocabulary. This is one easy method. Other thing is reading more stories and retelling the stories. Reading stories, retelling the stories is also one excellent technique. Other technique is we have podcast also. Podcast means audio tracks, means internet radio we can call. So you will listen to more internet radio or audio tracks. Okay, that is one. These are the 2 things more than enough. And don't focus much on grammar. Grammar hardly 10% only, it helps you out. Means listening, reading more as well, listening more. These are the 2 things will help to speak easily.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your tips for our students, and that definitely that will be helpful for our students in these pandemic situations. And anyway, and many people, so they are sending their questions, and we will send to you, sir. And for them, the answers will be sent through mail. And due to a shortage of the time, that we are closing the sessions. So now I am requesting our principal, sir, to give you a momentum to our speakers. Principal, sir.
Hello, unmute please. Okay. Hello, am I audible, Dr. Saravanan?
You are audible, sir.
Am I audible?
You are audible, sir.
Okay. So on behalf of MNR managements, that is our chairman sir and vice chairman, and all faculty members of MNR College of Pharmacy, I thank the today's resource person, Mr. Ramesh, who has done a wonderful job. The topic we have chosen this because many of the students and few of the young faculty members, they are lacking the communication skills, because of which the classes are not effective and students are not having the confidence of communication. In order to overcome this problem, we have chosen this topic. The registration that we have really what we have got is inspiring us and motivating us to do some more topics in this line. So definitely, I assure on behalf of our faculty members, we will arrange such webinars which will enrich the knowledge of the students, so that in this pandemic condition, if you are keep vibrating, that itself is best thing that we are doing for the student community and the faculty members. So with these few words, in the coming days, we will be arranging many more such webinars, and I request all the participants to encourage not only you in your students or your colleagues also to attend these webinars and get motivated and make use of these facilities. So I thank our management for giving this platform to make use of this knowledge that is gained by Mr. Ramesh. He has very much and very clearly explained about the importance of communication and how you have to make it confident. So that will make us our life confident. So thank you, Mr. Ramesh, for sparing your valuable time and preparing a wonderful preparation to all the audience. So with these few words, I thank you one and all. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
So on behalf of our college, I give this certificate as a memento of appreciation to Mr. Ramesh. So I request Mr. Ramesh to accept this certificate and to continue his journey of inspiring the budding students.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I think Dr. Saravanan, we can go for the concluding session.
Thank you, sir. And so with these things that we are concluding this today's sessions, and we are requesting all the participants to send their feedback in that feedback link, which was already sent to you through your registered email ID. Provide your feedback and you will receive your certificates within 3 days to your registered email IDs. And join in our Telegram group for that updated webinar details. And shortly, that is on Thursday, we are planning to arrange a webinar on molecular docking. So today you will receive that flyer regarding that particular one, and we will meet on Thursday. Yes, thank you one and all.
Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you.
Principal, sir.